Welcome to Bowling Green, Ohio, here as the site, Dwight L. Perry Stadium, as the Oklahoma State Cowboys make their CFSL debut against the Bowling Green Falcons. I'm David Roy, and in the booth with me and my broadcast partner, Mike Peters. And Mike, the MAC debut, it continues, and Bowling Green is hoping to do what the other MAC teams this week could not.
Well, Ball State made a run at Florida last night, and Toledo almost pulled off the upset against Florida State on Tuesday night. Bowling Green, most people think, have the best chance, so can they do it? I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, Bowling Green will start with the ball to begin this opening half. And out comes the freshman at quarterback in Zach Scott.
Big guy, 6'4" quarterback. He's got some athleticism, so you got to pay attention to him both passing and running.
On the opening give to Thomas Welch, and Welch, a hard-fought 9-yard run to open up the drive.
Now, Thomas Welch, they're going to get him active early and often. He's not a big guy, only 5'8". He's got big tree trunks for legs. He's got some power, and he's got a lot of speed.
Strong eye to the left here for the Falcons. Welch again to carry. Tries to cut it up to the inside. They'll say he got a yard, but he is still short of the marker.
Holdorf in on the tackle there. The four-star freshman free safety forces the third and inches. Tough spot for the defense. We'll see if they can come up with the stop.
Out of the gun, Scott with Welch to his left. They go with a read option keeper, and Thomas Welch, Zach Scott, a stiff arm, will get him the first down.
Well, there you see that power as he just throws the defender to the ground. He's got that big body, and he will use it when he gets outside, as we see there.
Out to the 42-yard line. Single back set here for the Falcons. And they're going to split one of their tight ends out wide. They give, though, right up the middle, and Thomas Welch plenty of running room as he moves it into Oklahoma State territory for the first time here tonight.
Well, Welch is looking good early on here. 3 carries for 27 yards, and if they can keep that up all game, it's going to be a long night for this Oklahoma State team.
Out to the Oklahoma State 41. Strong eye to the right this time for the Falcons. They're going to motion at tight end from right to left. That's Fred Waters as Scott to throw for the first time tonight. And he wants it all. Jump ball. And it will fall incomplete.
Well, 1 receiver and 2 defenders out there. I don't like the odds on that one. He still almost came up with it. But living a little dangerously there. You don't want to throw into double coverage too often.
2 backs in the backfield. Scott to throw again, and he is sacked. Justin Williams, the former Michigan Wolverine, coming up with a sack.
Williams, the transfer, gets in there. First season with Oklahoma State, just bull rushes his way right through, and Scott doesn't even really see him coming. He thought he was walled off there, but he uses a great move there to get the sack, and it's going to be a long 3rd and 18 now for Bowling Green.
Backed up to the midfield stripe, and Scott in the gun, trips bunch to his right. He'll look to throw with time and a quick pass over the middle for the walked-on Alex Crawford, but it falls incomplete, and so that brings up 4th down for the Bowling Green State Falcons on their opening possession, and they will be forced to punt it away. And this punt being waved off, bounces inside the 5 and then through the back of the end zone. And so out comes this Oklahoma State offense led by Lyle Fletcher. And he will start with a give to the inside, fighting for the first down, Deion Hawkins picking up 12.
Well, Deion Hawkins was one of the top-rated running backs in this class. And he's a sturdy running back. He's got some speed. He can blend in a little bit of power in there. And we see a nice run to start his career.
Quick pass over the middle. And another first down for Oklahoma State, the tight end, Houston Freeman.
Well, Freeman's in his senior season, and most people that have been around for a while are familiar with this guy. First 2 seasons as a tight end. Also won Fan of the Year. Then last season he goes to fullback in the triple option. Now he's at Oklahoma State. Back to tight end. Wants to have a good senior season before he calls it a career.
Handoff here. Hawkins to the inside. His opening carry was a good one. This one not quite so good only 4 yards for him.
Well, 4 yards isn't so bad.
It's not bad.
You get those twice, you got a 3rd and 2. So I think they'll be just fine if he keeps plugging out 4 yards or more per carry.
Pistol set here for the Cowboys as Fletcher against a 3-man rush. Quick pass out of his hands, and the walk-on Todd Graves comes up with the grab.
Well, it's 3rd and 2. We saw this on Bowling Green on the other side. They had a 3rd and inches. They were able to convert it. We'll see what they can do. We haven't seen Lyle Fletcher run yet. He's a guy that can move a little bit as well. He's got some pretty good speed.
Hand off, though, to Hawkins, and Hawkins, an easy run for him as he gets 11 yards, and so 2 of his first 3 carries go for 10+.
Well, and they're going up the middle, too, and Bowling Green's got 2 5-star defensive tackles in the middle of that field. They got to do a better job of slowing down the run.
Fletcher, quick throw on the walk-on, able to get it out to the 20. Todd Graves yet again.
Well, just moving the ball, and now they're getting inside the red zone. Doing a good job. You know, Bowling Green doesn't really have an answer right now, and if they keep giving up these runs up the middle, they're not going to have an answer.
Fletcher to throw, pressure coming, going short over the middle, and the pass is dropped.
Well, it's first incompletion, but really not his fault. Got to have your receivers help you out and hold on to the ball. They didn't there, but they still got some chance here. At least come in with points. You just don't want to make a mistake.
Fletcher to throw on 2nd down, rolling right, throwing for the end zone, and the pass is dropped yet again.
Well, the thing is with Fletcher is he's maybe one of the more athletic quarterbacks in the league, and we haven't seen him run yet. That is an option, especially down the red zone, that Bowling Green's got to pay attention to.
Fletcher to throw, trying to set the halfback screen for Hawkins, and it is bottled up. Excellent play up front by Caden Womack.
Well, we don't really like that play call there.
No.
3rd and 10. I get it if you're deep on your own end and you're just trying to play field position, but you're down here in a position to take a lead on the road against a team that a lot of people think might upset you. You got to be a little bit more aggressive there. I don't like the safe play calling.
So the 41-yard field goal attempt is good. And so Oklahoma State will take an early 3-0 lead against the home opening Bowling Green Falcons, who muff the kick return in the end zone and then stumble out to the 1.
Well, that is a mistake, and you're going to see that from time to time on new teams like this with new players. Bowling Green, all freshmen outside of their kicker. Freshmen outside of their kicker. So, you're going to make some mistakes sometimes. That's a really big one to make as you're down at the 1.
Handoff here to the fullback, Ben Dawson, and he will get 3 yards as the Falcons trying to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost.
Well, Ben Dawson, the 3-star, is going to be moved around a little bit. He's going to play some fullback, tight end, and even some wide receiver we'll see him out at. Does a good job there to create some room.
They go back to the fullback dive, and Dawson this time held to only 1. So 3rd and 6 upcoming for the Falcons.
Well, he didn't do so well there. Now you're in a 3rd and 6, and you're most likely going to have to see Scott throw here. He's got to be really careful he doesn't take a sack and a safety.
They empty out the backfield for him. Zach Scott. Quick throw and incomplete, looking in the direction of Sean McLaren.
I thought it was Andrew Jordan. Either way, 27-21.
Yeah.
They're close numbers. It's hard to tell from up here. Either way, he wasn't able to come up with it. Had the first down. Good read there by Zach Scott. But Oklahoma State coming up with some fantastic field position.
And they will get it out to about the Bowling Green 30 as Farrell Norman, the former Alabama Crimson Tide member, going to work here in the punt return game. And that is exactly where they bring it out to, the Bowling Green 30-yard line. And Fletcher, the give to Hawkins to the inside.
Well, Hawkins gets bottled up there. One of the few times they've been able to do that. Again, these defensive tackles, Caden Womack, Laverne Wilson, they need to create pressure in the middle and force them to try to run it outside where their speed can be used.
Fletcher to throw, quick pass over the middle, caught by Hawkins, and Hawkins gets it down to the 8-yard line.
Well, Hawkins got off to a slow start in the Army-Navy game, and he really wanted to establish his presence, wasn't able to as much as he would have liked. And now we're seeing it in the regular season. He's doing exactly what a lot of people thought he would. You got to wonder if the exhibition game last week was a little bit coy. We didn't see quite this much explosion from him, or maybe it's just another week of getting better.
Out of the gun, two by two set, and a wobbly pass, but it is caught. And Ethan Martin, his first career touchdown as a Cowboy.
5-star freshman wide receiver, just runs a little curl route there, a stick route, and is able to bowl through the tackle. So good job there by Oklahoma State. Even though their first drive was a little conservative, they only came away with 3. The mistake by Bowling Green, they capitalized, they get 7 points. Now they got a 10-0 lead. Bowling Green, here in front of the home fans, their CFSL debut, got a little pressure on them now.
On the return and looking for a big one is Andrew Jordan. He'll get about 25 yards out of it. And so this Bowling Green offense, once again, taking the field. And Mike, so far, only 33 yards of offense. They're averaging about 3 yards a clip right now. And Zach Scott, in particular, has had his ups and downs in his debut.
Well, it's been early. I think he's played pretty well. He's just got to get some more first downs. They got to find a way into the end zone.
Handoff here, and Welch will actually lose a yard as Michael Copley, the former Trojan, makes a stop.
Yeah, Copley didn't get a ton of stats last season with USC. He was kind of overshadowed by a lot of other star-level players. Got an opportunity now to make more of a name for himself. 38 tackles, 10 tackles for a loss this season. I would expect that to double at least the tackle numbers, if not triple.
Well, they toss it to Welch, and Welch again brought down in the backfield, this time by Basher Vanian with his second tackle.
Well, Basher Vanian, one of the more unique recruits in this class. He can play a lot of different positions. Tonight they got him starting at linebacker. We're also going to see him at cornerback. He can play wide receiver. He can play safety. He can play running back. He's going to be an interesting player to watch.
Scott to throw, and this pass off the hands of the walk-on receiver. So Zach Scott, 1 of 4 to start, as the Falcons will have to punt.
Well, Scott's having a little bit of a rough start. It's not helping him out, though, that his receivers aren't catching the ball. He needs his receivers to help him out. He can't do everything on his own, but if your receivers aren't going to help you, you got to start using your legs.
Farrell Norman bouncing off a couple tackles here as he gets it out to about the Bowling Green 48-yard line.
Farrell Norman can't catch a break. He goes to Alabama, starts as a running back for a season, then they bring in Jake Moon, winds up playing second fiddle. Now he comes to Oklahoma State, playing second fiddle to Deion Hawkins. He wants a chance to make a name for himself.
Well, Fletcher trying to make a name for himself here, had all day to throw, and then the walk-ons bobble it around before it finally hits the turf.
Well, I feel like EA passed the drop-catch bug down to us off of Madden, because there's a lot of drops on both sides of the offense here.
Out of the gun, Fletcher, draw play, and then bouncing it outside, Deion Hawkins, who nearly broke free for 6. Instead, they'll stop him at the 31-yard line.
You know, this was the Deion Hawkins I thought we were going to see in the Army-Navy game and even get a little glimpse of last week, but he is really coming out in his debut here with Oklahoma State. He is looking fantastic, and right now Oklahoma State's going to have to do something different, because if they allow him to get 150, 200 yards, I don't think they can win this game.
Well, he's off to a good start. 5 carries for 45 yards so far for Hawkins, who is a motion man here, and they get it to him on a little screen, and Hawkins able to turn the corner and get it out to about the 22.
Well, right now you got to give it to this Oklahoma State coaching staff, because right now they identify that Deion Hawkins is one of, if not their best athletes, and they are looking for all kinds of ways to get him involved, and it's working out really well for him.
Well, he will get a breather on the sideline as Norman checks in, but Fletcher to throw over the middle, pass caught, and Dylan Smith will pick up the first down.
A lot of offensive talent on this offense. Dylan Smith, a 4-star, is really their third receiver, and that's good depth to have out there, along with your 5-star quarterback and running back, your 5-star tight end. Great depth and great power here.
Well, Fletcher finds the end zone with Houston Freeman. 2 touchdown passes tonight for Lyle Fletcher in his CFSL debut.
Well, it's been a little while since Houston Freeman's been able to get a touchdown catch. We're going to go all the way back to May in his last week of season 7 against Notre Dame. He had 6 catches for 73 yards and a touchdown. Starts off his first game in Oklahoma State with a touchdown. That's what they want to see all season long.
Well, Oklahoma State, we talked about in the opening that Bowling Green, hopeful that they could do what the other MAC teams this week could not. Not starting good for their prospects of pulling off an upset here in front of the home fans.
It's so hard because we don't know what we're going to see from the MAC. You know, we saw Toledo look amazing against Florida State on Tuesday. Then we saw Eastern Michigan struggle mightily against Nebraska. Then we saw Ball State play really close with Florida. And now we're like, a lot of people are like, okay, if Mac's going to get an upset, this is the game to do it. Oklahoma says, not so fast, my friend.
On the return, out to their own 22-yard line with 1:47 to play here in this opening quarter. Fourth drive of the night for the Falcons, as Scott will begin it with a quick pass to his own tight end, who also dons the 45 number, and Fred Waters.
I was wondering, I was going to say, wait a second, did they just switch Houston Freeman from one side to the other? Both the tight ends are wearing number 45?
2nd and 3 here for the Falcons, as Scott, pressure in his face, able to get the pass off, and Waters will get another first down.
Well, Waters, the starting tight end, backed up by Dawson, who they're going to use in a lot of different positions. The 4-star can definitely make some plays. He can be spread out wide. He can help in the blocking game. Right now, he's showing his talent.
Scott to throw, or excuse me, looked like he was going to throw. Turns around instead, gives it on the draw, and Welch, they go back to him. He only gets 4 this time.
That's a good setup when the broadcaster doesn't even know, what's going on. 4.3 yards per carry, not the best in the world, but if you keep averaging 4 yards, you're doing okay for your offense.
Scott to throw, and it is a quick pass, and Waters again here for the Falcons.
Well, this is an interesting game to watch Waters make his debut, because you've got one of the better tight ends in the league on the other side, and somebody that he can really look up and looks like he's trying to model himself after.
Hand off here, and Thomas Welch picking up 6 yards. And so far, Welch, he's not looking like Deion Hawkins, but he's not looking bad either.
No, I think this is okay right now. If you keep going Welch and Waters back and forth and it works for you, keep doing what works. That's the combo that's working right now.
Hand off again, Thomas Welch, plenty of running room for him as he gets 12.
Well, and right now it looks like the Oklahoma State defense might be getting worn down a little bit, because now they're really making this an extended drive. They're starting to get gashed a little bit in the run game.
The give here to the walk-on Keith Wynn, and he is stopped in the backfield by Justin Williams, his 2nd tackle for a loss on the night.
Well, if you need to stop a drive and slow it down, just give it to the walk-on, and they're sure to help you out and do that.
Oh, that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. This one not starting the way many expected, but Bowling Green is driving down 17 here in front of the home fans. You're watching the Cfsl on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the second quarter, Zach Scott trying to set up a halfback screen, and he'll get it to the walk-on Wynn, who gets it out to the 28-yard line.
Mears is being mean in chat. Ted Stern shows up, and now he says that the viewer count's going to drop because Ted's here.
Wow.
I don't think that's true.
No.
I think he's bringing fans with him.
Well, that might be a bit of a stretch.
He is the AD of a team.
He is. Probably bringing some fans with him. Maybe not a lot.
I don't think he's running them all.
No, he's definitely not doing that either. Let's play it neutral here. Scott to throw on 3rd and 10 over the middle, and the pass is dropped. 4th down upcoming for the Falcons, and they'll call upon their field goal kicker in Chad Blewett.
Well, Blewett's going to get his first opportunity here. They really wanted to get 7 on that. Such a great drive. Fortunately, it stalls out for him.
Oh, the 45-yard field goal attempt is no good, and so Bowling Green still searching for their first points of the night.
Not the debut that Bowling Green was hoping for, I assure you. Their defense struggled a little bit early on. Their offense has struggled, but put together a nice drive. Then they missed the field goal. They muffed that kick in the end zone. They got definitely have some mistakes they need to iron out.
Fletcher, quick throw here for Freeman as he gets 4. And the clock continuing to run here. 2nd down and 6 to go from the 32-yard line. Empty backfield for Lyle Fletcher. Then he's going to take it a run. The quarterback draw, and he is stopped for a loss of 3.
Well, those big defensive tackles were there waiting on him that time. That was a bad time to try to call a quarterback draw. We saw Joel Ritter coming off the edge, forces him inside. Womack and Wilson are there. No room to run.
Out of the gun, Fletcher, long 3rd down. Freeman, the tight end, in motion. Trying to set up a halfback screen of his own for Hawkins. Able to just get it off, but Caden Womack there with excellent defense.
Yeah, excellent defense. Not much more you can say about that. Great drive there by Bowling Green. They seem to have Oklahoma State's offense pegged at every play on that drive. They only went backwards. Now they're going to get the ball. They're going to have pretty good field position. They got to put together another drive like they have, but they got to finish it with points, preferably a touchdown.
So the first punt of the night by the Oklahoma State Cowboys, and fielding it from his own 39-yard line is Eddie Reed as he gets close to midfield. And so now out again will come Zach Scott. Thomas Welch has been effective, as has Fred Waters, but not a lot shots downfield and not much outside of those two.
Well, they got Sean McLaren out there that they can definitely use. We'll see if they try to get him more involved.
Well, Welch showing excellent patience to find the lane and then run through it. He only gets 6, but it's a good hard run.
Well, he's showing more of that vision and elusiveness that Deion Hawkins is showing on the other side. And again, good back there. He's starting to show it out there. Oklahoma State's got to keep their eyes peeled and be ready for it.
Welch, the carry again, trying to cut it to the inside, but he will only get a yard out of it.
Oklahoma State an opportunity here to get him off the field, but if you're Bowling Green, you want to finish drives. You got to do something here. Call your best play if you need it. Pick up the first down. Keep this drive going.
Tight end in motion is Waters. 3-step drop from Scott, and Andrew Jordan, who you called out, he picks up the first down.
Well, Jordan comes up with a nice catch there, his first one, and it was in coverage. I didn't think he was going to come down with it. A little bit of a risky throw, but Jordan bails him out, comes up with a great catch.
Pistol full house, the give to Welch, and he is blown up in the backfield. Grayson Davis gracing this backfield with his presence.
Well, middle linebacker, 5-star freshman, comes through there. Not the biggest middle linebacker you're going to find at 225, but he's got some athleticism. He can make plays, and he shows it there.
I formation. Draw play here. Welch cutting it outside. Thomas Welch fighting his way down to the 27-yard line.
Welch took a little bit of time finding his rhythm, but we're starting to see it now. And if he is able to play like he's playing on this drive all season long, he's going to establish himself as one of the more premier backs in this league.
He's going to get a breather on the sideline here for this 3rd and 2. 3-step drop. Scott, the quick throw, and a catch made by Sean McLaren for the first down.
Well, they finally get McLaren involved. He's potentially their biggest big play threat, the 5-star freshman receiver. Got hands, got some speed that he can utilize. I expect to see him more throughout this game.
Hand off to Welch, and he bounces it outside to the left, and he'll get 9 yards out of it. It's Thomas Welch, you mentioned, continuing to pick up steam in this game.
And Grayson Davis was the one that chased him down from behind. Almost got run by, but was just able to make that tackle.
Welch on the sideline here for 2nd and 1, and the walk-on win, able to break a tackle and get the first down.
It's not often that you see walk-ons break tackles, but he does there, and he's able to pick up the first down. So 1st and 10, right about the 10-yard line. Best field position of the night for Bowling Green. I don't want to keep harping on it, but they got to capitalize. You can't even settle for a field goal. You got to punch this in the end zone.
Well, Welch is still on the sideline, and so win the carry, and he is stopped in the backfield. Basher Vanyan there to make the tackle.
I understand that you don't want to just sit and throw the ball whenever your walk-on comes in, because then it makes it very predictable for the defense. But at this situation, you've already ran it with them a few times. Put the ball in the air. Use your best players to get in the end zone.
Empty backfield, 2nd and 12. Quick pass for the end zone. Caught by the walk-on Crawford.
Well, color me surprised as the walk-on Crawford comes up with the pass there. Wynn helped them out a little bit, and then they used Crawford there to get the touchdown. So great drive. Wasn't necessarily who you expect. You kind of expect to see McLaren or Jordan, maybe even Waters out there, but the walk-on comes up with it. Excellent drive by Bowling Green State. They've got themselves back in this game.
They've cut it to a 2-possession game. Long drive took 10 plays for the Falcons to finally come up with their first points of the night, nearly midway through this 2nd quarter, as on the return, fighting hard is Farrell Norman out to about the 34-yard line.
Stormin Norman trying to get outside a little bit, but didn't quite have the explosiveness. Looking at it right now, Bowling Green dominating the 2nd quarter early on. Oklahoma State doesn't want to let them get momentum, so they need to put something together here. Try to get some points, even if it's just a field goal.
Draw play. and able to find a lane is Hawkins. He'll get 5 before being hit hard.
Dean Hawkins looks to be a problem. He's got good speed, he's got good vision and athleticism. He's doing a really good job of finding the space and getting as much as he can. It's helping out the Oklahoma State offense. Now they see Lyle Fletcher to get going, start using these receivers, and adding out another element to this offense.
2nd and 5. Fletcher swinging it out to Hawkins, getting him out in space. He'll only get 2, though, as Eddie Reed comes up to make the stop.
I kind of wonder what happened in practice that, they're not using Ethan Martin, Baron Adams, who's a junior, been in the league a couple of years, Dylan Smith. They're not using him. It's all Deon Hawkins right now. Why doesn't Lyle Fletcher have more?
Well, he doesn't have much time, and I don't know if that's what you were going for, but he doesn't have a lot of time on that screen pass, as getting back there to come up with a sack is big Laverne Wilson.
Well, I was trying to say, why doesn't he have more confidence in his other players? Why doesn't the offense? But as you said, not a lot of time there, as that defensive line for Bowling Green's creating some problems, and we see Laverne Wilson getting in there for the sack. Now Bowling Green got an opportunity to make this a one-score game.
Back-to-back 3 and outs forced by this Bowling Green defense. And you look at Scott, 8 of 12 on the night, completing over 50 yards passing here tonight, and he's got a touchdown to go with it.
A lot of short passes, and we've seen that a lot from most of these MAC teams. They're easing them into the Cfsl schedule.
Scott, an intermediate route there for the walk-on Crawford, who had the touchdown on the previous drive, and he gets close to the first down marker.
I understand the thinking to a degree, is you don't want to put too much on your quarterbacks early on. Almost all of them are freshmen. So I get you're trying to work them in a little bit, but you are giving up a loss potentially, because you're going to have to push the ball down the field if you want to beat these Big Ten and SEC teams.
Pistol full house. They run the triple option. Scott forced to keep it, but he's able to get the first down here for the Falcons.
There we see again the running ability of Zach Scott. Wasn't very explosive. It was enough. He actually did a good job not pitching that, not being too risky with it. Just get the first down, keep the drive going.
From the Oklahoma State 42, Welch trying to go outside to the left on the stretch run play. But the Oklahoma State defense, they were ready for it this time.
They were, but they need to get a little bit better tackling there, as 26 wasn't able to make the tackle. Pushed him back. They eventually recovered. But you got to wrap up. The first guy's got to get there. He's got to wrap up. Don't give him a second opportunity. From
the 42-yard line. The give. Welch cutting it back upfield, and he'll only get a couple yards this time.
Now Oklahoma State's adapting a little bit. They're keeping guys on the outside, forcing them back inside where their linebackers can rally and try to make the tackle, which they're doing. Their safeties can help as well. Now they got them in a longer third down opportunity to get them off the field.
Out of the gun, 4 wide. Halfback screen. Welch stopped immediately for a loss of 3. Rob Myers, the former Crimson Tide member.
Yeah, great job there by the Oklahoma State defense. They played an excellent drive, didn't give Bowling Green anything. They know their offense is struggling a little bit. They didn't want to give Bowling Green any momentum to try to come and make this a one-score game. So Oklahoma State's defense stepped up, did what they needed to do.
So the punt is away, and he'll hit inside the 5 and bounce through the end zone. And so Oklahoma State will take over from their own 20-yard line.
Well, I think right now you got 159 left. You're up by 10. You're on the road, but it's not like it's a 100,000-seat stadium. I think you're okay. The big thing you want to do is you don't want to give Bowling Green an opportunity to make a one-score game. Just try to hold on to the ball and run down the clock. If you can score, cool.
Hawkins making the catch on the check down, and he'll get the first down as well.
Deon Hawkins somehow has enshrined himself in the middle of this game plan, whether it's running or receiving. He seems to be the one and only option that Oklahoma State's comfortable going to right now.
First down and 10. And the give, Hawkins, a mighty stiff arm. He just stiff-armed the big Caden Womack right up the middle.
Caden Womack, 6'5", 300. Not a little guy, and Deon Hawkins just shoved him onto the way.
He gets 2 yards on the carry, so 2nd and 8 as the Cowboys take their time A give, and the Bowling Green defense in the backfield as John L. Ritter making the stop.
Both of these defenses are stepping up now. They both played pretty well all night long. Bowling Green's is especially stepping up now, making it harder on Oklahoma State, giving their offense a chance. Now, Oklahoma State doesn't capitalize here. Bowling Green's getting another shot.
Swing route here for the walk-on at tailback, and fighting his way out, Spencer Pollard about the 37-yard line, but they will be forced to punt.
Well, Bowling Green takes a timeout there, so they're going to try to preserve some time. They got 2 timeouts left. They want to try to get this ball down, get a touchdown or at least a field goal, make it a one-possession game.
Eddie Reed had to run through Basher Vanian to get 12 yards on the return here with 1:07 to play. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line. Zach Scott in the gun. Looking, floats it over the middle and nearly picked off.
Michael Copley, we haven't called his name as much. He's got 8 tackles already. I talked about it earlier. Didn't have a huge tackle number at USC. Only had 38. He's already got 8 in this game. Almost comes away with the pick.
Out of the gun, Scott. Pumping left, looking, coming back over the middle. The pass is caught by the walk-on Crawford here, and he'll get 5 as the Falcons going no huddle inside of a minute, down to 2 timeouts here in this opening half as Scott with the tight end in motion. He'll look. Pass over the middle is incomplete.
They had an opportunity, but they just weren't able to execute. Scott started the drive a little slow, almost threw an interception to Copley. Didn't look real sure in this 2-minute offense. I think that's something that will grow as he gets more experience, but Oklahoma State's going to hold on to at least a 10-point lead, assuming they don't make any mistakes here.
Farrell Norman on the return, able to get it out to about the 31-yard line with 33 seconds to go here in the opening half.
Big Country calling for him to push it. He wants to try to get some more points before the half.
Out of the gun, Fletcher to throw. They're going to set the halfback screen. Hawkins run down by Caden Womack, getting revenge for earlier.
They can push the ball downfield, but they got to push it to somebody other than Deion Hawkins. They got to look to the outside. They got to try to get Ethan Martin, Barron Adams, and Dylan Smith involved.
The give here, Hawkins bottled up in the backfield for a loss of 3, and that sets up a long 3rd down.
All they're doing right now is just hurting Deion Hawkins' stats.
They go right back to Hawkins. Hawkins going outside, cuts it upfield, and he got the 1st down.
Well, I say that, and then he does that. Now they got 20 seconds left, still 1 timeout. They're going to keep it going.
Fletcher out of the gun. Pressure coming, but he's going to take it a run. Lyle Fletcher showing off the wheels as Eddie Reed will drag him down at the 44.
Well, there you see it. Lyle Fletcher, he's got some speed. He can run. We haven't seen it yet. Picks up another 1st down. Oklahoma State trying to close in on some points here.
Fletcher looking, dancing in the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run, fighting through a tackle, and then dragged down after he gets 4. Final timeout called.
Didn't like what he saw, trying to get as much as he could. At least sets him up for a manageable field goal attempt, even though it's going to be a long 56-yarder.
The right leg of Rooster Clutterbuck cannot put it through.
Well, he misses the 56-yarder. And that would have been the longest kick of his career. He's made one 50-yarder before. That was against LSU last season. Wasn't able to put that one through. So, valiant effort trying to get some points, but they're going to still go in the half with a 10-point lead.
We're through a half of play here in Bowling Green, Ohio. And as mentioned, Oklahoma State a 10-point lead here on the road. Certainly not the game any of us expected coming into Bowling Green when we looked at it on paper.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. If you look at the score right now, 17-7, you're like, okay, Bowling Green's in it. They're not getting blown up. They just put themselves in a little bit of a hole early on. They struggled a little bit offensively. They muffed the kick return, which they started that drive at the 1-yard line. So they made some mistakes early. They had a tough time getting going. But I think in the second quarter, we saw them hang with Oklahoma State, and they put themselves in a situation where they compete. Now what they got to do is defensively, they got to keep Oklahoma State off the board. They got to put some drives together on defense, and I think they can pull themselves back in this game and give themselves an opportunity to pull the upset.
Well, when you look at these two offenses so far here tonight, Bowling Green, they've had the advantage in time of possession. They've had the ball the longest, but they have not really been able to come up with as many points, nor have they been able to come up with as many yards. It's only about 20 yards difference. They've been more balanced, but Oklahoma State is having a little bit more success in terms of splash plays.
Well, a lot of it's just Deion Hawkins, though. And I don't know if it's part of their game plan, just get them thinking about Deion Hawkins in the first half, and in the second half they're going to use some of their weapons. We don't know. We'll see how it winds up working out for them. Oklahoma State will start with the ball here to start the second half. So we'll see. Will they use some of those other weapons?
Well, Deion Hawkins on the return, and he'll get it out to about the 34-yard line.
Well, having him returning kicks too might
hurt.
Might eat into his ability to be out there as he's already on the sideline after that first return.
Read option keeper Fletcher trying to get his legs going as he throws out a stiff arm into the face of Jaden Tomlinson.
Tomlinson wasn't really ready for that one as he came head on, and we see there that Fletcher's got a little bit of power to go with his speed and picks up the nice run.
Hawkins checking back into the backfield here on 2nd and 3. They go read option again, though, and being dragged down by Terrence Clark is Fletcher, but they're going to say he got the first down.
I think that was a favorable spot. I did not think he got the first down, but the refs are going to give it to him, and so they move it. Now we'll see. Do they keep going with the run game? They start spreading it out offensively.
Fletcher to throw. Quick pass, short, and it is caught. Baron Adams making his first grab in an Oklahoma State uniform.
Baron Adams spent 2 years in Alabama as a wide receiver, although the first 2 games last season they put him at a quarterback because Bailey on Siege got suspended. Did a pretty good job. Now he's here, wants to establish himself as the #1 wide receiver.
Fletcher on the read option keeper, and he is able to get the first down for the Cowboys.
There you got to look at his speed a little bit, and his acceleration is once he hit that corner, he turned it on quickly, picked up those 12 yards.
Trips to the right here for Fletcher with Norman in the backfield. They go bubble screen, pass caught. Baron Adams able to get the first down.
A little bit risky because there was a defender leaking through there, but a great throw there by Lyle Fletcher to get it to Adams. Adams does a good job picking up the first down. Oklahoma State's putting together a nice drive.
5 plays, and the Cowboys are already down to the Bowling Green 28 as a wide receiver screen here for Dylan Smith will get him out to the 20.
So it does look like maybe that was part of their game plan in the first half. You use a lot of Deion Hawkins. Now they're going to spread it out a little bit. Maybe it's not as confusing as it looks up here, but Bowling Green having a hard time slowing it down.
Fletcher going to the left, wanted Vanyan. He just put it too far behind him, and so that brings up 3rd down.
One of the few mistakes that we've seen him make tonight, just throws it behind him, had his receiver open, but 3rd and 2, very manageable.
2 tight ends on the field out of this pistol set. They run the speed option to pitch to the uncovered Farrell Norman, and Norman will get his first rushing touchdown in an Oklahoma State uniform.
Well, Stormin' Norman gets it in there. Only had 2 touchdowns a season ago, 9 in his freshman season. Starts game 1 of his junior season here in Oklahoma State with a touchdown. Bowling Green didn't do a good job on that one. They had 3 defenders over there. The first 2 crashed down. Then the 3rd one went after the quarterback. His responsibility was the running back didn't play it. Oklahoma State exploits it, and they open this back up to a 17-point game.
So Bowling Green down now by 17, a spot they were in earlier tonight. And you look at the offense, or shall I say the defense, let me rephrase that. As Oklahoma State, they've only given up 142 yards. They're only giving up 3 yards a play, and that really is the more telling stat.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. Their defense just isn't giving Bowling Green a whole lot. Bowling Green hasn't really figured out how to move this ball consistently.
Well, they go with a quick throw there again to the walk-on Alex Crawford. And right now, the star receivers are McLaren and Jordan not really being targeted.
Well, they got to use them a little bit. I get it that they got a lot of talent on this Oklahoma State defense, but you got to use your star players.
Well, they go to Welch, and Welch is only able to get a yard himself. So staring down the barrel of yet another long 3rd down.
Well, only 3 for 9 tonight. Part of it is because they constantly find themselves in 3rd and 7 and longer. Just not a high percentage spot to be in.
Going to motion the tight end. Pressure gets through, but the check down to the walk-on Keith Wynn, who breaks a couple tackles and gets the first down out to the 41.
Well, Keith is trying to win himself a scholarship the way he's playing tonight. He picked up a nice first down earlier. He comes up with another first down there. I don't know. Maybe Thomas Welch has got to look over his shoulder a little bit.
Single back set. The give to Welch, and he is tracked down from behind Williams yet again.
Great defense by Oklahoma State. They're giving up a little bit of yards here and there, but they're not giving up big yards in chunks. They're making Bowling Green have to put together long drives, and they haven't been able to do it tonight.
Single back set. Quick three-step drop, and then spinning out of the pocket running is Zach Scott, and the big quarterback gets it out to the 40-yard line.
Well, let's temper the big quarterback. 6 foot 205. Not a huge quarterback, but he is pretty powerful. He's got a little bit of power in that. Even though Fletcher on the other side is a little bit bigger, more of an athlete, Scott, excuse me, more of the well-rounded, got power and speed to go along in that frame.
Handoff here as Thomas Welch getting back to the line of scrimmage where he is stopped by Grayson Davis.
Grayson Davis doing a good job as a middle linebacker. Only got 4 tackles. Probably expected to see a little bit more for it. But Bowling Green just hasn't had a whole lot of plays tonight.
Read option keeper, and Scott is stopped in the backfield by the walk-on Marlon Hall.
Well, great play there. That was a star-level player type play there. He sat there. He squatted on the option, waiting to see if the quarterback got it. As soon as he saw he was keeping it, he hits him. Great play.
3rd and 13. Out of the gun, Scott. Pressure coming. Stepping up, though, and finding Sean McLaren for the first down.
Great catch there. I wasn't sure if he got his feet down, but the refs say that he did. Great awareness on the sideline to tap his toes, and we'll see if he gets to keep that catch.
So they are going to take the second look at it. Good throw by Scott to try and give McLaren a chance. As we watch, I'd say it's a catch.
I think so. It looked like he drug his feet in that excessively long grass on the sideline.
The ruling on the field stands.
And it will stand as a completed catch from Scott to McLaren. So out to the 25-yard line of the Cowboys. And a jumbo look as Welch trying to go to the weak side of it. And it doesn't work out for him. Rob Myers in the backfield.
You got to set that up a little bit. That's the first time we've seen you in the goal line set. You got to at least establish the power run game to the strong side to try to use that weak side. Oklahoma State wasn't fooled by it.
Offset eye here for the Falcons, and they toss it to the walk-on Win over to that weak side again. But once again in the backfield, this time Grayson Davis with his second tackle for a loss.
Oklahoma State's just showing a little bit too much speed and talent on the defense, and Bowling Green's really not able to overcome it. And they're finding themselves in a ton of third downs, especially third downs like this. You're just not going to convert very often.
Well, Scott was winding up for the end zone, but unfortunately Justin Williams breaks through for his second sack of the night.
Justin Williams came to Oklahoma State. You wanted to have a bigger impact than he was able to provide at Michigan last season. Only 11 tackles, 7 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks. He's almost putting up those kind of numbers in one game here tonight for Oklahoma State.
An 11-play drive, but that sack knocks Bowling Green out of field goal range. And this punt fielded at the 10-yard line by Farrell Norman. And he will get pretty good return out of it. So a lengthy drive by Bowling Green, but it doesn't end in points. And now Oklahoma State back at work at their own 29.
Bowling Green's got to be careful here because if they let them score again, the way their offense is struggling against this defense, they're not going to have a chance. They got to force a turnover or a short drive and a punt to keep themselves in the game. If this is another long drive that wears out the defense and leads the point, it's a tough spot for Bowling Green to be in.
Quick throw on the little flare route out there for Deanna Hawkins, but he's pushed out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. And so Fletcher trying to go back to Hawkins in the flats, and Deanna Hawkins spins forward, gets 4, but it is now 3rd and 6 for Oklahoma State.
Well, back to their spark plug on offense and going to the guy that they went to almost exclusively in the first half able to pick up a few yards there. Bowling Green does a good job to limit it, though.
Two backs in the backfield. Fletcher going short, and the walk-on could not turn upfield fast enough as John L. Ritter is there to make the stop and force a punt.
Bowling Green's defense generated a pass rush that made him have to go through his progression quickly, decided to check it down, went to the walk-on, wasn't able to make anything happen. Excellent job there by the Bowling Green defense.
So the punt is away, fielding it from his own 25-yard line and getting out to about the 30 is Eddie Reed.
Bowling Green, opportunity here. Trying to bring it back to a two-score game. Got to put together a drive. You've only been able to do one. You got to solve the riddle that is this Oklahoma State defense.
Hand off. And Thomas Welch found a crease and burst through to the 42-yard line.
Well, good job there by the running back to get through, create a good run, pick up the first down. You can't abandon the run game yet. It's been working pretty well for you. You just got to mix in the passing game a little bit more effectively.
Single back set, trips bunch to the left. Scott dancing, and he has to throw it away. Felt the pressure being applied by Justin Williams.
Good job there by Oklahoma State. Didn't give anything open. They got some pressure, make them force it away. Now they're coming out in a wishbone.
Scott the give. Welch trying to find a crease on the right side. Gets 5. So a medium third down here for Bowling Green as Welch closes in on 100 yards here tonight.
Not the worst position to be in, but still 3rd and 5. You got to find yourself more in 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 3s.
Single back set, the walk-on win in the backfield. 5-step drop. Scott dancing in the pocket, trying to buy time, has to check it down. And Keith Wynn had nowhere to go. Excellent coverage in the flats there by Rob Myers in his senior season.
Well, excellent coverage by the entire Oklahoma State defense. That's why you don't want to find yourself in a passing situation on 3rd down, because the defense knows what's coming, and if they do a good job like they did there's not much that you can do. You set yourself up on a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, you got an opportunity to run the ball, stuff for the play defense. Bowling Green just hasn't been able to find those opportunities tonight.
So the punt is away, fielding it from his own 17-yard line is Farrell Norman, and Norman, he'll get out to about the 37-yard line near the end of this 3rd quarter.
Opportunity here for Oklahoma State. Just run the ball, take time off the clock, don't do anything super dangerous. You don't want to turn the ball over.
Wide receiver screen from Lyle Fletcher to Ethan Martin, but Eddie Reed showing that closing speed to get there and stop him at the line of scrimmage.
Good job again by the Bowling Green defense. Despite the score, I think Bowling Green's defense has played tremendous, and that's with 3 players that are not playing because of suspension. So this defense is only going to get better. Unfortunately, offensively, they haven't really been able to solve the Oklahoma State defense.
Fletcher to throw, then he's going to decide to tuck and run. Lyle Fletcher able to get into the open field, down the right sideline, and pushed out of bounds at the Bowling Green 39.
He got a great block out there, too. I didn't see who it was. Maybe we can see it on this replay.
Baron Adams.
Oh, well, and we saw that a lot at Alabama. Baron Adams, not only does he wall off the defender, he completely removes him from the play.
Checked him out of the play, something he was familiar with as Alabama ran the triple option last season. Adams, a big part of that. Funnily enough, he had his most touchdown catches in a season, despite them running the triple option last season, as Fletcher down the seam. Give Baron Adams his first touchdown grab of the season with Oklahoma State.
Well, you start talking about the man, and then they find him on the seam route over the middle there, beats the defense. And Jaden Tomlinson and company not able to slow him down. Great job there by Oklahoma State. And at this point, down 24, you got to think that's probably all she wrote for Bowling Green. They haven't been able to put anything together offensively. A MAC team trying to come back from a lead like this, probably not the easiest thing in the world. I know they're going to give him a valiant effort. The one thing that might force them to do is actually try to push the ball downfield, which they haven't really tried to do all night.
Quick drive for Oklahoma State, 3 plays, and it only took 46 seconds off the clock. The kick return bringing it down to an even minute as Bowling Green will start from their own 34-yard line. And a shot down the left sideline, but overthrown as Scott really just felt like he had to throw it away.
And it feels almost like Bowling Green isn't super comfortable in Zach Scott throwing the ball downfield.
Right.
They want to keep him short and intermediate, which may work against the MAC teams, just hasn't worked well against Oklahoma State.
Out of the gun, Scott pumping right, looking, coming back over the middle. Pass caught by Waters, and he will pick up 6.
Well, Waters and Welch were working early on,
Yeah.
and they got away from that. I'm not quite sure why, but when you got a combo like that that's working, keep using it until they shut it down, and they got away from it for quite a while.
It's to full house, 3rd down. Scott to throw off the hands of the walk-on at tailback, and so that forces 4th down.
Just not able to get it done on 3rd down. That's going to be the story of this game. Bowling Green struggled repeatedly, not only in setting themselves up in difficult to manage 3rd downs, but not executing on 3rd downs. Got to credit Oklahoma State's defense as well for that. But when Bowling Green goes back and looks at the game, they know what they got to fix. They got to get shorter 3rd downs, and they got to convert 3rd downs.
Well, Norman on the return out to about the 35-yard line here. And so Oklahoma State back to work offensively, coming off a quick scoring drive that spanned 46 seconds. And a pass here. Deanna Hawkins out in the flats, but again, stopped at the line of scrimmage.
I'm not sure that fans that are new to the league know what to make of this. You know, Ball State played with Florida.
Yeah.
Toledo almost upset Florida State. A lot of people thought this was the best MAC team that they had to offer, and a new team in Oklahoma State that was maybe ripe for the upset.
Right.
And they're coming out and they're completely handling Bowling Green. And I think new people, I don't think they have any idea what to make of this.
Yeah. End of the 3rd quarter as Oklahoma State looking to continue to be in control here in Bowling Green, Ohio. You're watching the Cfsl on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. We'll be back in just a minute. Start of the 4th quarter, Fletcher in the gun. And he'll take a shot to the left sideline, incomplete.
I don't mind that a little. You know, they took a shot. They're trying to, add to the lead a little bit. It's a 3rd down, but it is kind of risky. I mean, I get you're probably not losing a whole lot over the punt, but, they took a chance now. Unfortunately for Oklahoma State, they're giving Bowling Green an opportunity to stay in it.
Eddie Reed on the return, able to get it out to about the 35-yard line. And so early in this 4th quarter, down 24, going to have to be a very point-heavy 4th quarter for a Bowling Green team who's only managed 7 so far tonight.
Well, they got to get aggressive.
Quick pass down the right sideline. Incomplete. Airtight coverage by Grayson Davis.
Yeah, great coverage all night by this Oklahoma State team. We see it there. They're just not giving him many windows to throw in outside of 3 to 4 yards.
Scott to throw. Going short. Andrew Jordan able to make the grab, but stopped immediately once again by Grayson Davis.
And that's the microcosm of this night for Bowling Green. They get a guy, looks wide open there, but Jordan tries to turn and run, boom, Grayson Davis right there. And that's just the speed of this Oklahoma State defense as they're flowing to the ball and they're not giving up run after catch. And a lot of times they're not even giving them an opportunity to make a catch.
From the 41-yard line, wishbone set again. The give, Welch to the inside, and a 1st down out to midfield.
Well, there's the reason why you want to find yourself in short 3rd downs, because you can come out and run the ball and pick up the 1st.
Empty backfield here. Zach Scott, 2-by-2 set with a tight end out there, and he is in motion from left to right. Scott over the middle, incomplete pass.
Again, they try to go short there, and there's 2 guys there. Not an easy catch to make. You got to look to try to get the ball on the outsides a little bit, spread out this defense.
Out of the gun, the tight end Waters in motion. Scott taking a shot left side, and it is picked off. Quentin Giles getting the interception, fighting through tackles, and gets it out to the 41-yard line.
Former USC Trojan coming up with his first interception of his career. So congrats to him. I was almost going to say right before that play that the safety was playing a little bit too far towards midfield, I thought, and was going to give them an opportunity to throw to that side. But Quentin Giles does an excellent job of staying underneath and then reacting, picking that ball off. Again, Oklahoma State proving to be just one step ahead of Bowling Green tonight.
So this drive will begin from their own 39. Quick throw, pass caught.
Well, this is a situation that you probably expect Oklahoma State just come out and run the ball, but they're still throwing it. And I think as much as they used Deion Hawkins in the first half, might as well use him here to try to take some time off the clock.
Hawkins in the backfield to the right of Fletcher. 2-by-2 look, but Fletcher to throw against a three-man rush. Was trying to load up for a deep pass, but John L. Ritter gets his first career sack as a Bowling Green Falcon.
Much like the last drive where they took a shot on third down, Oklahoma State now is being a little bit more aggressive than I'd like to see. They weren't super aggressive early on, and now it's almost like they're trying to be too aggressive. They want to put the nail in the coffin, but they might wind up allowing Bowling Green to stay in the game.
Fletcher to throw, trying to set up the halfback screen, just gets it off as Hawkins tried to cut it back inside, but Laverne Wilson was there to bring him down.
Well, Caden Womack there looked like a hawk with his eyes set on a mouse or something, and he just flew in there and it hit Fletcher hard. Almost got to him before he was able to get that one off. But Bowling Green forces him in 3 and out again. Unfortunately, I just don't know if their offense has got what it takes to beat this defense.
Well, the punt is away, and fielding this from his own 27-yard line, Eddie Reed. Reed trying to bounce it back to the right, and he'll get it out to midfield.
Good field position here for Bowling Green. We'll see if they can make use of it. They haven't really taken any shots downfield. I think it's a good opportunity to take a couple here.
From the midfield stripe, Scott in the gun, Waters the tight end in motion. And looking, short throw, the tight end Fred Waters able to turn it upfield, and he'll get 6 before being dragged down. Guess who? Grayson Davis.
Well, again, it's a product of the coverage by Oklahoma State. They're just not giving them really too many opportunities downfield, and they're forcing them to have to check it down.
7-step drop here, and Scott cannot get the pass off. They're going to say the arm was going forward as Justin Williams got to him.
I thought last season that Justin Williams was a talent. We didn't get to see it as much as I thought maybe we would. We are seeing it tonight.
Jumbo set, the give to Welch, working the left side, and he will lose a yard as Quentin Giles came up to make his 3rd tackle of the night.
Only 3rd tackle, but he got the interception, so he's still going to look like he has a nice game on the stat sheet. And a lot of the stuff that Oklahoma State's been doing tonight is not going to show up in the stat sheet. Just playing excellent coverage and forcing checkdowns and short plays out of Bowling Green.
5-step drop here for Scott, and he's able to complete the pass to the walk-on Crawford to convert on 4th down.
Crawford gets a 6th catch there. He's already got a tight end or a touchdown. They might they need to look at maybe giving a scholarship out to this guy.
1st and 10, the tight end Waters in motion. Scott looking, taking a shot, jump ball, and it is caught. Downfield, Sean McLaren.
They finally took a shot down there to McLaren, and he comes up big for him. You know, he's their big receiver on the outside. He's a 5-star receiver. He's got good size, 6'5", 215. He's got some athleticism. Should have been doing that more often, I think.
They get it down to the 27-yard line. Excuse me, to the 7-yard line. 20-yard pass, and Welch able to get it down inside the 5.
BCAA Network, what's up? Yeah, we just added the MAC this season, 6 MAC teams. We got 22 teams in all now, and the MAC's making their debut in our 9th season. And not performing as well tonight, but we had a couple of games this week where MAC teams were really giving the Big Ten and SEC teams a run for their money.
Welch getting the carry here on 2nd and goal. He'll get a yard, and that puts Thomas Welch up to 100 yards rushing on the night.
4 yards per carry. Again, not the biggest stats, but against a more powerful team and a Big Ten team, you got to think he did okay.
5-step drop, and off the hands of McLaren in the end zone.
Well, I talked about microcosms of the night, and that's another one. A lot of drops for this Bowling Green. Had the touchdown right there, not able to haul it in.
4th and goal. The give to walk-on win, and he will get the touchdown for Bowling Green.
Well, Welch, got his touchdown vultured from him by the walk-on. As Welch has had the game, 100 yards, could have had the touchdown, but They finally get their second touchdown of the night. Walk-on's able to put it through. Now they're going to go for 2.
Single back set. 2 tight ends on the field. 3-step drop. Pass to the end zone. Caught by Andrew Jordan. And your score, Bowling Green now trailing by 16 with 5:06 to play.
Well, here's the thing. 16 points in 5 minutes is not an insurmountable hurdle. What they're going to have to do, though, is come up with another 3 and out from this offense or get a turnover. They're going to have to score and then probably recover an onside kick, which is very low percentage.
Farrell Norman is able to get it out to about the 30-yard line. And so 5:02 on the clock here. They're actually going to spot him at the 31. And a lot of work ahead for this Bowling Green defense. Fletcher in the gun, the give. Hawkins able to find running room and more as he gets it out to the 43-yard line.
There it is. Just give it to Deion Hawkins. Keep feeding him over and over. Let him run down the clock, chew up some yards, and put this game away.
7 tackles on the night for Jaden Tomlinson, the free safety of Bowling Green, as Fletcher to the left sideline, but he led Barron Adams too far. 2nd down.
Again, I don't like them taking shots. I appreciate the aggressiveness. I appreciate the kill, go for the kill mindset, but you're keeping Bowling Green in this game.
Pass over the middle, nearly picked off by Babatunde Savoy.
That's David's favorite player on this defense. Babatunde finally gets in there and deflects a pass.
Oh, the walk-on not able to give Bowling Green the turnover they need as the halfback screen for Oklahoma State. That's not working out either as Wyatt Rhoda gets there to make the stop.
Oklahoma State's play calling on these last couple of drives has been conflating. They're being a little bit aggressive with their pass game. They're not running it as much. And then I get it there. They're just trying to play it safe and run down the clock, but I'd almost prefer just let Deion Hawkins run it up the middle and see what he can come up with.
So the punt is away and fielding it from his own 23-yard line, Eddie Reed. So 4:10 on the clock here. Not a lot of time to work with, meaning going to have to be a quick strike more than likely here on one of these next couple drives that Bowling Green's got left.
Well, a quick strike would be preferable because then they don't have to kick an onside kick. We'll see what they do.
Play fake. Scott to throw to the sideline for the tight end, Fred Waters. He'll get the first down and stop the clock while he's at it.
It's frustrating sometimes when you see these offenses that play really conservative, and then they find themselves down late and they start airing it out, and you're like, where was this all game? Yeah. I feel like that's kind of what we've seen on the last drive plus.
Waters the tight end in motion. Scott to throw, stepping up into the pocket. Williams getting the sack yet again.
Well, and he's already tied his sack total from a season ago with 3, and he is proving that he was maybe not used properly or not used as much. They had Logan Simmons on the other side. He's getting an opportunity to prove what he can do here.
2nd and 16 now inside of the 4-minute mark in this one. It's Scott to throw. Pass over the middle, incomplete.
Yeah, they were looking for the walk-on there, Luke Simmons, and he wasn't able to bring it in. And, again, a lot of drops tonight for Bowling Green, definitely something they got to work on in the weeks going forward.
Trips bunch to the left, Scott to throw, 4-man rush. Dancing in the pocket, and Williams, another sack for him here tonight, his 4th.
What a debut for Justin Williams, coming in and just wrecking shop here for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Every time Bowling Green thinks they got something going, they think they got a shot, here comes Justin Williams shutting it down.
Justin Williams making an impressive debut here with Oklahoma State, and he's got his season total +1 in one night of action with Oklahoma State.
Well, if I remember correctly, he joined late last season, so he didn't get a full season, and which is part of the reason his numbers weren't as big as they could have been. But he is definitely showing what he's capable of doing here, coming out with 4 sacks in his opening game. Very impressive performance.
Ball spotted at the 43-yard line. Read option keeper, Lyle Fletcher. He's got room to run, and Lyle Fletcher is gone. Touchdown, Oklahoma State.
Maybe a little bit reminiscent of Javon Mack against Florida State in season 2 when the game was pretty much in hand. He just breaks off big touchdown runs. We talked about the speed of Lyle Fletcher. We finally get an opportunity to see it there as he breaks off the big run to basically put this game away. By the way, I want to tell everybody it's new. I know ECAA is here. Anybody else that's new, checking in for the first time, you can go to our website, collegesimleague.com. I'll walk you through how to join. You can create a player. You can get recruited by one of these teams and find yourself on the field maybe as early as Saturday, or if not, next week. We do have 3 games coming up on Saturday.
We've also got another game coming up here tonight. We've got some more action coming your way as the Auburn Tigers go on the road to take on the Northern Illinois Huskies.
Well, Northern Illinois was a lot of people's pick early on in recruiting to win the MAC. But then they had some suspensions and some guys that were removed from the league, and so they fell behind Bowling Green. But now seeing what Bowling Green did, Northern Illinois might be the last hope for the MAC to pull an upset in opening week.
Maybe not. Ohio plays on Saturday against Michigan.
Michigan's very confident Ohio has no chance of beating them.
Well, that's fair. But, I mean, Ohio would be the last chance then if the MAC was hoping to pull an upset. They would be then the only hope for the MAC.
Well,
at least this week.
Ohio had to replace their coach late, and he didn't get a chance to go through a whole recruiting plan and prepare for everything. Did a great job with what he did, but we'll see. I mean, that would be a heck of an upset if Ohio was able to knock off Michigan.
Bowling Green, Scott looking and throwing and incomplete and just offline, not looking like he is in chemistry and in sync with his receivers.
I think this is when me and you and some of us that have been around for a while talked about the MAC, this is kind of what we expect.
Right.
We expected them to struggle with the big Power 2 conference teams. And this is, we've seen some really special games, Ball State and Toledo trying to pull off the upsets, but I think we're going to see more of this in the next 2 weeks as we round up the non-conference play. We're still going to see some teams get an opportunity to pull an upset, but the teams that have been around, especially, Big Country, OK State, at Oklahoma State, he's been around. He knows how to game plan. Anything can happen. I don't expect Pack to lay an egg in the game tonight. I don't expect him to get upset, but, anything can happen. It's tough to win in this league if you're a Big Ten or SEC team.
Right.
Being a MAC team's even tougher. We gave them an opportunity to test it. They claimed that they were able to be competitive. They claimed that they should get a shot at playing in the playoffs. Well, this is kind of what we expected to go, and just it's not quite there yet, and that's okay. The MAC is there for a reason. Coaches get an opportunity to test themselves running a program. Players that are new to the league and want more playing time get an opportunity to test themselves out there, and that's what we're seeing. Bowling Green's going to be okay. This is nothing to hang your head over. You're playing an experienced AD who's been around for a few seasons and got to build his team from scratch. And, hey, it's a learning experience.
Oklahoma State going to kick off their CFSL debut with a win here on the road. And now then the question becomes whether or not Auburn will be able to do the same, as Fletcher going short here. Farrell Norman able to get the first down and keep the drive alive. And the question becomes, is Oklahoma State going to go for more points at this juncture? Or do they finally say, okay, we got the first down, let's kneel it?
Well, it looks like they're trying to slow it down, but they definitely are not kneeling it, a la Michigan in season 2.
Fletcher, the give, Norman, the carry, and he's balled up in the backfield, and that should do it here in Bowling Green, Ohio.
Well, they're allowing Laverne Wilson to pad his stats. This is 4th tackle for loss. Despite some struggles early on, I think this defensive line and the defense overall played really well for Bowling Green. Their offense was really the one that really couldn't figure it out. I think they got a good job on defense, even despite losing or having some players on the sideline for this one. I think they'll figure it out. Oklahoma State, though, just announced their presence, though, against one of the better MAC teams. They say we're not just here to kind of play and fiddle around in the middle of the Big Ten. They're coming for the title.
Oklahoma State going to be a team to watch as they get ready next week to go on the road for a big conference showdown against Texas. For Mike, I'm David. We'll be back in about 20 to 30 minutes with Auburn on the road to take on the Northern Illinois Huskies. Right back here on YouTube Live. For Mike, I'm David. We'll see you then.